Okay, so today I would like to share a modification that I've come up with for the SmartThings open-close sensor. You probably recognize it if you've got SmartThings. It has a clip that the backside clips into next to your door and a magnet that is on the other side, and when the two are separated it breaks the field and it sends a wireless signal to your SmartThings hub and lets you know that your door is open. Now I really like new technology, and I really like the idea of this, but this thing is one of the cheapest. I don't know, maybe they intend on you breaking it, but it basically $40 to $50 a piece. This is something that you want to last. And they've got these really cheap plastic little tabs that hold the battery in. And you basically got to put the battery in and snap it in. And then to get it out, you end up having to use a little screwdriver and wedging it in there and popping it out, because you don't want to break the little tabs that hold it in. Otherwise the battery won't stay in. And then these batteries, you can easily get these batteries at Walmart. I mean, that's not a big deal. But I just find that it's a real hassle. And these batteries are a 3 volt. I don't know if you can see this or not. See if the camera can zoom in on that. They're basically a 3 volt battery. So what I had was an idea that I bought these over eBay, and they're about $1 a piece. They're black, and so I just sprayed them with some spray paint, and then it's got a positive and a negative lead, which you can just solder right into here. And it just takes a little bit of modifying. What I did was I took some time with a knife and a piece of sandpaper, and I just whittled away at it. The first thing you got to do is basically get this part separate from the other part. And you got to watch out. It's got a little plastic push button tab here, a white one. So you don't want to lose that. This is important. You want to keep an eye on that. You don't want that to fly across the room, and then you'll be kind of SOL trying to figure out what happened to it. And when you assemble it, it's kind of tricky assembling it, because you want to assemble it with the bottom coming down on it, snapping into it. So a lot of times what you got to do is you've got to have the little circuit board sitting in here just right, and then you come across it with your thumb right through the hole and touch the circuit board and just lay it right down and snap it in. And that way you won't lose the little oh, there it goes, the little plastic piece here. It's small, it's easy to lose. You don't want to lose that. So I'm gonna solder this together so that you can all see how it's done. It's actually pretty easy. All you have to do is solder your positive and negative leads to, let's see if you can see it. You want to solder one of the leads here and another one of the leads here. And this is going to be your positive, this is going to be your negative. This is really easy to figure out which one's positive and negative by looking at your battery. Now the battery, when it slides in there, the edge is going to hit this. And if you look at this, then that's positive. The edge is going to be the positive, and the bottom of the battery is going to be negative. So the bottom of the battery would touch that. And so that's where your negative lead gets soldered to, and your positive lead would get soldered to this then. And this is kind of bent over, so it's pretty easy to actually just push the wire in underneath. I don't know if you can see it or not, but right under here, you just slide it under there, and then the other one you just solder to the end right here. And this way you can actually still use one of those batteries in there if you want. But after I get this done, well, AA's are easier to find. And what they do with these little boxes, they're only like, I got them for $1 a piece over eBay. You put two AA batteries in there, and they go in series. So they put two 1.5 batteries equals 3 volts. So that would be the same as one of these. Now the thing about it is that I don't like these. You know, they could have made these a lot better and it would have been simple. Maybe it was a patent issue. But they could have made it so that instead of snapping it in, that you could just, you know, slide, maybe just some kind of a thing that would just slide the battery in and hold it in. And then when I wanted to get it out, you just put your thumb on the battery and pull it out. In my opinion, that would have been the best way to do it. But, well, I guess, you know, either they wanted it to be a situation where you'd end up wearing these out and breaking them and have to replace them and get new ones. That's my best guess. Because if they wanted their shit to last longer, which I've already broken the tab on this, when I put the battery down, it caused the little metal plate that's in there to depress too low, and it would make that good of a connection. So I tried prying it up and I snapped it off. Well, I was able to fix that, no problem. But normal people would have to throw it away and buy a new one. I don't see any sense in that. That's retarded. I like these little boards. Maybe sometime I'll try to find a way where I can maybe just order the board. I've contacted the manufacturer, and the SmartThings, and told them what I thought. Well, we'll see how far that goes. So just hang with me, and I'll kind of fast forward through this a little bit and show you how I set this up. And I'll put in some before and after, kind of showing the setup next to the doors. The thing of it is that these batteries, I haven't even had this a full year, and I've already gone through a couple of these batteries in each of the sensors. So I have no doubt that I could go through at least 3 or 4 of these in 1 year. And the thing is that there's no real alert system to let you know. You can set it up to tell you what kind of battery charge you got, and they've got a graduated sensor on there. It won't tell you exactly what percentage, but it'll get to the closest. I think they've got 3 different settings, and it just goes, when it goes below a certain point, then it just reads that until it hits the next mark. And so yeah, when these things get to, I don't know, like 66% or something, you got to start planning on actually changing them out. And I don't know about you, I'm going to see how long the AA batteries last. I'm going to put some lithium ones in here. The lithium ones rate at about 3.7. So of course it's going to be a little over the 3 volts that this battery says. I don't know actually when you buy these things. I haven't tested one to see what the output is on a brand new one. But I'm guessing the AA's are going to at least I mean, when you compare the size of a double A, and maybe eventually, you know, I'll use a couple of rechargeables. I know rechargeables, they're 1.4 volts, and they don't last as long. But if you get a good battery from Walmart or whatever, Energizer or whatever you want, I noticed that Energizer is they've got some lithium batteries that are non-rechargeable. Like I said, 1.7 volts, and then both of them combined together are going, you know, they're going to give you the 3 and then 4 more, so 3.4 volts. And I've already rigged one up on my front door, and it's working just fine. I'm not really concerned about this burning out. So, here we go. Okay, so here we go. I've gotten that, and here I've done something that I said not to do, to make sure you don't lose that little piece, and I've lost it.
What little piece did you lose?
So now I will take some time here and try to find it, because I know it's here somewhere. Okay, so after some searching, luckily my son was able to find it. My eyesight isn't as good as it used to be, and it is pretty small. I've dealt with pretty small things before, like little screws and stuff, dealing with computers, and like I said, you don't want to lose it. And if you do happen to lose it, rule of thumb is don't leave the room. It might be on a piece of your clothing, and as long as you don't leave the room, you know it's still in the room. So even though it may be like a needle in a haystack, at least you aren't moving the haystack around in your house. You don't want to have to vacuum up all your floors and then go through your vacuum cleaner bag to try to find it. Okay. So here we go. I'll pop this in here. That was easy, but... And then, like I said, what you got to do is... And this is the tricky part, but it's not that bad. You get this laid down in here, because there's little things that lay it down in there. Flip it up. And... Oh. Get it over top of there. And then okay, so we got it in, and as you can see, I've, you know, modified it a little bit, just cut into it a little bit. But here we go. Wires aren't perfect, but okay. So then we can just assemble this, batteries in, and there we go. So I will show what this looks like afterwards, and that's all there is to it. I hope this helps if you decide to do this. I think it's cheap. Like I said, these were $1 a piece on eBay, and I got extras. I bought a 4 or 5 pack of them, about $1 a piece, $5. If you need some help with this, just leave some comments in the bottom of the video, and I will do my best to answer any questions that I can. Thank you for watching. Oh, by the way, I just wanted to mention that when I stick this to my door, I have added to the back of this some sticky tape where I can just remove the backing. This double-sided tape, you can get that at Walmart. It just comes in a roll, and then you just stick it to the back of the case, and then you pull the other side off and then stick it to your door frame, and it's good to go. So that's it.